This is the first in a series of videos that I'm going to do where I demonstrate how to use Android Studio. Android Studio is an interesting and somewhat complex tool, but very powerful tool that can be used to create applications for the Android devices. A variety of devices, from phones to watches to TVs, etc. So in this first video, I'm going to just talk about a very, very simple Hello World application that'll help to get you going, and then in subsequent videos we'll add more detail as we go. So here we go. There have been a lot of students who have been asking how to create a simple application in Android Studio, and so I've decided to show this quick little demonstration video. Android Studio is relatively new. In fact, I haven't done much development in it. Before Android Studio, we used to use some Google plugins in Eclipse to do our development, and this is, again, fairly new. So I want to kind of walk through a very simple application and how you might use it. So once you have Android Studio installed, you get to this point, and I'm going to create a new Android Studio project. It kind of doesn't fit on in the window very well here, but let's just call it test app. And I'm going to click next here. You pick here the minimum SDK you need, meaning depending on what version of Android you're using on your phone, you probably want to pick that one as the minimum. I'm going to pick KitKat here, since most devices use it, and I'm going to click next. Now you get to change your activity. Think of an activity as a screen or a page, and this is the type of page and the various types of elements that are on the page. We're going to start with a blank activity, and I'm going to click next. Now you get to name that activity. I'm just going to leave main activity as the name here for this, and then when you're done with this page, you click finish, and it begins to build the application for you. So there's a lot of stuff that it does, and you have to be kind of patient because it takes some time to get that done, and then ultimately you end up in Android Studio, and it looks kind of like this. And you'll notice that it's created a few things for you: a manifest file, it's created this main activity that's here, and then a test app here, and then some layout stuff. And if you click on the content underscore main.xml file, it's an XML file, but you'll notice that down at the bottom of this, I don't know if I can get down there, there is two tabs, design and test. When you click on design, you get this little app, and I've been getting this rendering problem. I think it's just a bug they have. You can click that X and it goes away. And notice it just has a label in here for Hello World. So that's the simplest of Android apps. Now, in order to actually run anything, you need to do a couple of things. The first thing you need to do is you need to come up to Tools, and let's see if I have this right. And Android, under Tools, and then go to the AVD Manager. And what the AVD Manager is we need to run, and in order to run these programs, you have to have an Android device. And so they have some virtual devices that are built in, and you can come in here and pick one. Now, I already have one. If you don't have one, then you need to create a virtual device, and then you need to pick what you want the device to be. I want a Galaxy. I want to use the Android TV, and then you click next. You get to pick what version of the TV you want. You click download here, and it would download it for you, and then ultimately you get back here to where you have your device. Okay, you have to have a device set up to test your application. So if I want to now run or test this application, then I click the Run button here, and I choose from those list of devices, and then it's going to go through the process of starting that device, building my application, and then deploying the application on the Android device, and then executing it on the Android device. And that takes a fair amount of time, so I'm going to pause here and then pick up when it's done. So you'll see now that we're at the point where we have our application running on our device. Now, this took a good 1.5 to 2 minutes on my machine to come up. So for your machine, it may take less or more time, and you may find that it's a lot more time than you think it's going to take. As you run the app more times, it doesn't have to restart the Android device every time unless you close this window. I found that if I just keep rerunning the application as I make changes, it's about half the time to get to this point. Think of how long it takes when you turn your phone on, and especially if you have an Android phone, and that's a good part of the time that it takes to come up. So here is our Hello World Android app. Now, I'm going to be recording another little demo where we now actually take this application and we use it.